everybody. Welcome to Astrology and Psychic Readings with Lady D. So I'll be your host, Lady D, for the next half an hour. I hope you've all had a very good week. We had that full moon on Wednesday morning, so at 4 a.m., 4:30 a.m. my time in Sydney. Should be a Tuesday night for over in America, in England. So that moon, the full moon that came in, I feel like it was very powerful energies, and I feel like we're still feeling the effects of that now. That's very coming into a head to this week too. It's starting to set up things and getting people to look at and finances, and even we go around the world, certain government institutions are failing and changing as we speak, because we've also got that Pluto in Capricorn, which the moon was then conjuncting it with, the full moon was happening too. It was very close to it. So, well, I feel like this week coming up ahead, I was doing my meditation last night and just seeing what sort of things are going to be coming up for this week. And what I felt is that this week we're going to be looking at, as a collective, what's real and what's fake in our lives. What has that substance? What maybe are we, sometimes we say things are okay, but they're not, or we think that it's going to work out, but deep down we know it's not going to, but we're still holding in there, and we don't want to. We might not want to face the reality of what's actually really happening in our lives. So I feel like that's going to come up this week. I also feel like, what can we put into our reality or turn into our reality? What dreams do we have? What things are we thinking for? How can we put that to make a reality? Maybe start the ball rolling on something that you've been planning on doing or looking at doing. I feel like this week ahead is going to be about also, putting up certain barriers with people, with certain relationships. I feel like not talking about just love relationships, about different relationships that you have with everyone, that you need to set boundaries and set limits or rules on certain relationships, or maybe you need to relax the boundaries and maybe having to come together in relationships as well. But also, maybe you want to start a garden and you want to, start growing your own vegetables or herbs. So that's something you can put into reality. Or working towards a new job, looking at studying. I just feel like we're coming in to see what we can actually put in. So instead of just dreaming what we want in our lives, it's about putting things in action. Because when everyone's talking about manifesting, and we can wish, wish, and wish and wish for things, and we can put things on our vision boards, but if we don't actively work towards these goals, it's like, how are these things going to happen? And these are things that we're going to be looking at this week, I feel, with the collective. It's got knowing that we are unique and special in an individual. So I feel like this aspect is going to come up where we're feeling that, I feel like this is going to be about more remembering that we are all unique. We are all different. There is no one person the exact same as you. And it's about remembering that and embracing your uniqueness, embracing things that make you different from others and that make you, unique. I also feel like this week is going to be about looking at it again like the other one, being independent and looking to what your core value is. And also, like, is it worth it? Is it worth doing that? Is it worth me putting all my energy and my time in this person if they're not going to take action and move forward? But also knowing to be independent. If you're a person that likes to lean on everyone else, it may be time for you to start being more, looking at how you can be more independent so you're not leaning on everybody, how you can then start taking your own responsibility for what you're doing. Because I feel like relationships where it's one-sided, they're at the moment where we're heading, and even in the astrology, things like that, it's not working out. And I do feel people are going to feel like, drained, or they're they're there to pick up other people's pieces. So I do feel like this week it's about being that independent and looking about, what do you value? They say we're all walking brands. When I look at talking about, if you're getting a job, your own walking brand, what are your values? What do you stand for? But also knowing, is it, is it worth me putting that energy and time into that area of my life that I'm trying to create? I also feel like too, it's about it's about sort of like structures and unstable structures and what will survive. So when talking about institutions around the world, maybe like our finance, banking, governments, any sort of systems that we have, I feel like, coming up, there's all these structures that are happening with these Pluto in Capricorn, that next year the Pluto's going to make its move into Aquarius for a brief time, then go back into Capricorn. So it's shaking everything up. And, there could come about of more things that are happening around the world with certain structures and forms of governments where it's not working, it is unstable, and to see how they're going to change it around. Will these old ways survive? I feel like not. I feel like we're heading into a new era with new structures, new way of living, new way things are done in terms of even our governments, in our finances. I feel like they're coming into very new things. But in order for these new things to come in, the old ways have to sort of crumble, it meet its time. Everything has its time. And I feel like too, it's about planning on new, um, what can last. So planning on the new, what's gonna be coming in, and even in your own life, what structures do you have in your life that are going to last and that's going to hold the test of time, and what new structures do you need to bring into your life? So it could be the way that you're doing your finances. It may be time to look at budgeting a different way, or looking at getting that second job or starting that business. So these are all things I feel like are coming in for the week ahead. We all need to, I feel like, look into more of our reality to see where we're heading, to see where our life and what areas of our life are growing and what's not, what are, our shortcomings too. We all need to, I feel like, look into these things coming up ahead for the upcoming months. And I feel like that's coming up with the planets as well. We've got some very erratic and very intense trends coming up that's going to make us look at our lives and make us look at what we're doing. And it could also force us to change the way that we do things as well. And this is not a bad thing. Change is good. Change brings in new things, and change, sometimes we get in a routine and get stuck in such a routine, we don't realize sometimes changing it up and doing it a new way can often help bring in new things in our lives. So these are the things that I feel like we're going to be looking at as a collective this week. So I'm now going to go to a caller. So the first caller we have here, we've got is it Francis? And she's in Carolina. Francie in Carolina in America, North Carolina. North Carolina. Hello, Francie. How are you?
I'm very good, thank you.
Good. How can I help you today?
Well, I guess I would like to know where I should put my focus, a little bit on finances maybe, and living situation.
Okay. I kind of feel like you're stuck. I kind of feel like you're stuck. You're worried about, I guess, what the future may hold, or in your current situation. You're trying to move forward and trying to progress, but there's an element of feeling stuck. It's like it's like I'm in a mud or sand and I can't make my way out. I feel like there's going to be an opportunity or a helping hand given to you, and I feel like that's coming up. Um, Maybe September or November of this year, and it's going to help you to get out of the situation that you're in. Um, I feel like and I feel like this is about finances. So the home situation, I feel like I'm looking for a new home. So you're looking for a new place, or buying a place? Because I feel like I'm looking for a new place. New place.
Right.
Oh, okay. And the finances, it's going to change. Things are going to change. Like I feel like I'm looking at also like like maybe investing. Like I feel like I need to make my money grow. Um, I feel like the move or the looking for the new house could be more next year. I am feeling more March next year of when that can come in. I feel like at the moment for this year, it's about getting on top of my finances. There's finances that are, I feel like either you're spending more coming in, or there's money going. I can just see like a money bag and there's a hole in it and money's just pouring out. So I feel like that you're having to use up more money at the moment. Um, and I just feel like you're at that time now where you need to look at, um, like I see the bag and it's being mended so that money's not going to come out anymore. Like you need to tighten things up. Let me just see what I've got in the cards. Can you relate to that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
I
Okay.
have an investment, and I've invested into the metals market, and I'm waiting on that to come through. I rent a property now that I would love to get out of and have my own place. I've decided I'm a terrible tenant. I need my own place and have things my way.
Yeah, I feel like I keep on hearing March. I feel like the home situation will sort out in March. Um, I do feel like
Perfect.
it will be a new, like a new beginning. So just feel like celebrations are around you. The investment, I feel
Okay.
like, will pay off more later in the year. Um, but like, I feel like don't try not to expect too much. I feel like it may be like a medium, um, like return that you get. I feel like it's some sort of medium return, but you're still going to be thankful for it. I feel like that could be that's what's coming up later this year. I feel like also there's other things you're going to be looking at in terms of putting your money, because you're looking at, like what I've been talking about, new ways of doing things, to make yourself, having stability there, and to having things, because what you're trying to accomplish will work out for you. So the investment property that you have, I do feel like that's going to sell. But I do get, even in the cards, an aspect of worriness, and whenever I see this card, I feel like it's worriness, it's anxiety, but we're almost scared to sort of come out. But um by next year, though, I do feel like you're in a better place. It's things are working out more
Okay.
for you. What I want to say, and I feel like this is going in this year, contracts. I feel like I need to be careful of certain contracts that are coming up around. This could be to do sort of investments, or more things coming up. There's some sort of contract too, or could be for a new job. Let's see, what do we? You're very
I
hardworking,
deal
I
with
feel like.
contracts, actually.
Oh, that would be it.
That is my
Okay,
job.
really. Okay. Okay, you're very hardworking. I just see you like you're not scared to put, to roll up the sleeves and get into the hard work. I just feel like
Hmm.
you'll get things done and you'll stay back and get it done as long as it takes. There is something that is going to end, and I feel like there's a business opportunity coming to you as well. So this could be to do with your
Oh, I'm
job,
sorry. A what?
business opportunity. So
A
some
what?
sort of offer coming up,
Oh,
for
okay.
you, but there's an ending there too. I feel like, I'm in the banking. So the contract you're doing, is that to do with the bank? Because I feel like I'm dealing with like banking, um, or banks.
Yes, I'm
Is
a
it
notary.
okay? Because I feel like it could be like a new to do with like a new bank or new. There's something coming up, new opportunity coming up. When's that? Do I get a message? That could be the November. That could be November, or when that's coming up for you. Um, I do see in the short term, I do see there is a bit of a downturn for you, but in the end, I see good things coming up. But I feel that's more next year, because right now you're putting in that groundwork in to get further where you want to go as well. Also, at your work, I do feel like there's someone who's, annoying. I feel like they're annoying and they talk too much. And I kind of want to block them out. They need to focus on what they're doing, because I feel like whatever it is that their job is or they're involved in, they're missing things. Things are being slipped. They're slipping up. So that person really needs to look on their stuff, because I feel like you'll find mistakes or things not being done properly when it comes to you. Um, But this offer that comes to you, I feel like will be a unique opportunity coming up for you, and you need to be wise and smart to do it. But on a whole, I do feel like you are
Hmm.
moving in a much better place of stability. But I do see something could come up within the next, I feel maybe 4 weeks, where you might feel like, oh no, it's not great, but just hold in there because I do see it paying off in the end. Do you
Okay.
have any questions?
Do you say anything with my gifts?
Your gifts,
Yes.
like psychic gifts, you mean, like spiritual?
Yes.
Okay, let me see.
I read tarot.
Okay,
I'm
I do.
an aspiring tarot reader. I'm not the greatest, but I like to practice. I've gotten a lot better at it, and I just my third eye seems to be active.
Mhm.
In
This
fact, I
could be
saw
the
my
wish.
grandmother yesterday, and I wondered if she had a message for me too.
Okay, let's see. I feel this could be the wish. I do feel like your intuition is on point. I so you're doing traditional tarot because I can see you with a book. Don't get hung up so much on the meaning of the book. So always follow your gut, looking at the picture,
Hmm.
and you use that because I feel like you're getting stressed out about. I can see the cards spreading out you, and you're trying to then look at the instruction, like the book, to see what it means. And if you just look at it, the card, and you'll get something will stand out to you in the card, like whether it be um, a feeling or the way that the person's looking in the card, that's going to give you more more of a in-depth reading than than reading the
Hmm.
book. Although I know I feel like you do want to be that traditional reader, but that will come with practice. Also, I feel like
Right.
your guides. So I feel like there needs to be just constantly talk to your guides, ask them to help you out. They're happy to help you. They're reaching out to you now and they're saying, you're doing really well. I feel like by 2 to 5 years, you're even maybe doing some healing as well. And I feel like you are going to go further in that field. I don't see you being a full-time reader, but I do see you doing a bit of part-time on the side. But you will perfect it, and the more you read, the more spirit, we call spirit, or your guides will give you more information.
Hmm.
Your
Right.
grandmother is just saying, I feel like she's saying, keep up the good work. She's very proud of you. That's what I feel like this lady. She's there just telling you
Cool.
to keep up the work, and um, don't worry, things don't seem like it's all together now. She's like, just wait, everything will fall in its place. What she's saying.
Okay. I have one quick question. Can you
Yep.
tell me if my little dog that I just lost, I just had to have him euthanized recently, and I felt like he didn't cross right away, and I just want to make sure that he did cross. I told him to go to the light,
Hmm. Um.
that it was okay.
Okay. Yeah. He has crossed over. Um, so if, sometimes whenever I see a passing, I always see an angel. I always feel like an angel comes and takes our loved ones over to the other side. So he's in the light as well as he's there with you. This dog loves you and wants to be by your side. So even though he's in
Hmm.
the light, he's still with you and by your side. And I feel like he's going to be by your side. Even when you get another dog, he's still going to be there with you. Um, but
Yeah.
no, he's got a mental love with you. Um, and I feel like he was very active. I feel like
Hmm.
I didn't mean run and jump the ball, frisbee. I like more of a frisbee, but I'm running and jump, catching
Hmm.
it. But he's going to be with you until you cross over. He'll be with you in spirit.
Awesome.
Okay,
That's awesome.
that's all right. I hope you have a good day, and hope that I've helped you.
Thank you very much for your energy. I do appreciate it. You have a wonderful day yourself.
That's okay. Okay, so now we've got the next caller, which is Penny, and she's in
Hi,
Pennsylvania, in USA. Hey, Penny, how are you?
I'm good.
Okay, how can I help you today?
Well, I have custody of two of my grandkids, and I want to see if I'm going to keep them for permanent. And then I want to move. If you see anything with a good move, and I'm waiting for some car accident settlement money or any kind of money would help me. So I don't care
All
what.
right. Okay, so let's go for the grandchildren. Okay, so you said you got two. Um, I kind of feel like you keep one and one not. So I feel like there's one that will stay, and there's one that, because I feel like we're looking at two different energies with your grandchildren. There's one who's very, how do I say nicely? They're very wild. Like they're very much going to do what they want to do when they want to do. And there's another one that is, I feel like, more close to you. Is that
Yeah,
you?
he's
Yeah.
close. Yep, the little boy.
Yeah. So I feel like the one that's not as close, I feel like they're going to go to maybe another family member or to someone else. Um, I feel like they're going to someone, I don't know if it's you or someone else, but I feel like I see a lady with brown hair. She's got like like long, it's sort of puffiness to the hair. And I feel like this person's in maybe their 40s or 50s. I feel like that person's going to help to probably straighten them out, but give them limits. Because I feel like that child, as much as you love them, they're very strong, and it might be a bit much. Even though you love
Yeah,
them so
because she's
much.
got three of her own already. Yeah, she just had a brand new
Oh,
baby and everything.
um, when will this happen? Let me try and get a timeline. Um, this might happen end of the year coming into next year when this transition happens, but I do see you keeping one. So I do feel like the one that's more gentle, more loving, very close to you. I feel like that's the one that you're going to having to keep.
The
I
little
just feel
boy.
like the other one, um, there's going to be a battle of wills and a battle of strength, and um, I just feel like the other person that I see will it be more of a they're sort of going to be able to lay down the rules a bit more um, as well. 'Cause even though they've got their own kids, they're very organized, and they run the way that they run their house is it's I feel like it's very structured,
Yep.
and it's yeah, as you're more loving, laid back, show your good side, but I feel like that this child is kind of takes advantage a little bit of that. Um, they do love you, but they sort of want to do their own thing.
Yep.
Um, and I feel like they're at an age where they can't really go and do their own thing. They still need structured. So that's why I feel like you'll end up with the one, and then the other one will go um, to another family member as well.
Okay.
Um, I do feel like their mother misses them though, so I'm not sure where their mother is, but I do feel like she does miss them.
But, well, she's around, but she's been with this boyfriend for 7 years that have done nothing but drag them down. They don't have a place to live. They don't have no money, and she's got three other kids.
Okay. Okay. Well, I just feel like she does love them. She's um she's just a bit how do I say? She's just a bit um she doesn't know how to structure her life in the way that she needs to support them. That's what I feel like is going on with her. In terms of where you're going for your um, moving, so I feel like, okay, so I feel like where you are now, I feel like I'm in like a smaller, older place. Um, I feel like it's, um, I don't know, okay, how to explain this? Because it looks different than when I got here in Australia. So these houses, it's like a one-story place, but I feel like it's small, it's old, but there's places that are close together. Is that right where you are now?
Yeah, yeah. We're like in a log cabin kind of
Mm.
home. It's all one level.
Okay, yeah. All right. That's good. That's what I'm kind of seeing. Okay, so where you're going to, I feel like you're moving to a place that's got bricks. So I feel like it's a brick home. I feel like that it's in a the area is better. I feel like I feel like the road is a nice road, whether it be a new road or it's just looks nicer, the street. There's going to be more, I feel like more families. I just feel like the area that I'm going to is better than where I am.
This
Um,
stinks. I've been here for 5 years, and these people are just trouble.
Yes. I didn't want to say, I didn't want to, because we're on a public forum, I didn't want to say too much because what I'm seeing, but I know where you're going to. It's going to be a safer community, I will say that. So it will be more of a stable upbringing. There'll be more like families, like everyone, there's more structure in the neighborhood. So I feel like it's a nicer area, and I feel like you're in a house still. I feel like it's not a gigantic house, but it's going to be a bit more roomier and spacey than what you have. And I feel like it's a bit newer too. I feel like the inside too is new. Because I feel like you're going to get help to pay this off. I feel like there's some sort of incentive or handout. I'm not sure how it works over there in terms of assistance, but I feel like I'm getting more assistance to be
Well,
able to
see,
live
I'm
in
waiting for some car accident settlements. So once I get that, I want to buy something for me.
Okay, I feel like perhaps next year with that, I do feel like I am getting April. So I do feel like around April next year that may come um, in for you to that but I do feel like you are going to get what you're looking for in a nice neighborhood. It's a brick. It might even be in a we call it cul-de-sac, or we call it a
Yeah,
dog leg.
that's
That's
good.
when the street, yeah, it's when the
Do you
street you
see how
can't go.
soon?
Um, April next year is standing out to me. Um, the court settlements, I feel like it's by soon it's going to get pushed back to next year. There is something about September, but it may be delayed. So I feel like there's other things that are going to go on this year. But I do see it all coming in for you. But I see next year as a year of stability and reconnecting with family, sorting things out. Um, but as a whole, networking, this card's standing out to me, which is about networking. So I feel like you may have to look at networking too. But there'll be like a lot of groundwork and there's a lot of change coming in for you. Just try not to get down too much, because September you might be disappointed, but hold in there, because I feel like I keep on getting April. Think about April next year, or when the house. So it might be around then you get the money, or just before then, so you're able to buy.
Well,
Okay. And one more thing too that I feel like, I don't know if it's you or someone around you, but someone who's smoking, I feel like they may need to look at ways of maybe trying to cut down or give it up.
or my daughter.
Yeah. So I do feel like there's someone there that needs to just look at that too. Okay, I'll just leave it there with you, Penny. I hope I've helped you today.
All right. All right. Thank you.
That's okay. Thank you. Okay. Hey everybody, so I hope you all have a good week ahead of you. It's going to be, I feel like, an interesting week ahead of planning. As I said, we're looking in to see what can we create. We're coming into these energies of creation and getting out of the old ways of doing things, looking at new ways, and even to the point of how we work and how we conduct ourselves. A lot of time now we're working online and from home, as before 2020 we wouldn't be doing that. So if you want to contact me for a reading, please contact me via either my website, which is Lady D Psychic Parties, or my Facebook page at Lady D Psychic Parties, or my Instagram or TikTok, which is Lady DS Psychic. And also I have my YouTube channel, which I put up a lot of predictions. I've just done a video for the USA for my upcoming predictions for the rest of the year. And that's Lady D or Danielle Psychic. You can't find it under the search function.